I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
Bam! And we're back. I have got a cricket in this garage the size of Bardwell's ego. It's just absolutely huge. And there's too much shit in here, I can't find it. So we're just going to Buddy Holly and the Crickets over here. Which is actually how they got their band name, by the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the fuselage right now. We got our substrates in. And all we're going to do, chip off any stuff that looks bad. Not too hateful, okay? And I'm not even going to knock it out. What we're going to do, we're going to paint this bit, this third part, a third of this black. Then we're going to mask it, and then we're going to dip it. Actually, we're not even going to do a third. We're just going to do the flat bottom black. And then we're going to dip this thing in hydro dip. And trust me, hydro dip, depending on the pattern you use, is awesome for covering up blemishes. So the tail feathers look, let's see, not too hateful. I think we can sand that out. Tail feather looks okay. And then the wings we'll get to in a minute. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a cup and some epoxy. We're not going to need a whole lot. Equal amounts. God, that cricket's nasty. I think louder. Oh, ex-girlfriend. All right. I just used a zip strip. And I'm just going to use an old cheap-ass paintbrush. And all we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit of a drop. We're going to brush some on to the fuselage. And then we'll just rough sand it down later. We're going to scuff the whole thing up, and then we're going to paint this baby. All right, so take a paintbrush. Go to Hobby Lobby. You can buy these things for like 10 cents a ton, okay? So, and it's okay. I'm going to sand this down, and if I get lumps, I don't even mind about that because I use a Dremel tool. Because you got to remember, epoxy is going to shrink a little bit when it cures. Same thing as fiberglass. But none of this that I'm doing here, unlike the boat that we're doing, none of this is structural. This is just patching, okay? Yeah, we're just gonna make her look cool. That's really it. And like I said, once we get the hydro dip on here, nothing but a peanut, man. You ain't gonna see shit. We're gonna go over these little spline cracks. Really, if you're going to be doing stuff like this, guys, I would probably get a lower achieving epoxy instead of like 5 minute. I would get like 10, 15. But in this case, epoxy is better than fiberglass because fiberglass is exceptionally runny. And you'll see if you watch the next installment of the boat, let's see, that can be sanded out. Yeah, you got to do multiple layers of fiberglass. Fiberglass, only use it for structural. See? And then we'll just give this guy a quick sand down. I'm just going to leave the tail. We'll give it a little bit of sealing here, just so it doesn't get all nasty. Okay. I'm not trying to rebuild this bit right here, but after I get done sanding it, it'll look pretty much like it's supposed to be. So, I think that is about it. Like I said, the hydro dip is gonna, none of this is structural, so I'm not really too concerned. This is more for just filling gaps, kind of like you're doing Bondo, which you could do Bondo too. Those of you that are into automotive repair. So, there we go. We're going to grab the wings now, and I'm going to find a place to put this where it's going to sit up nice. Be right back. All right, like I said, this guy here looks pretty good. Somebody already did a repair. We'll sand that down so that looks decent when we paint it because they just blobbed a bunch of shit on there, which is fine. It works. Let's take a look at this. Might throw some hot glue on here. This is a very, very fast bird, though. We're not going to be doing a ton of a ton of movement on our ailerons, control surfaces. So where's the wing? Here is our beloved wing. So we've got a fill spot here. Okay. That's where our servo's going. I get it now. Now this is starting to make sense. So we're going to rebuild that a little bit. We're not going to rebuild it per se, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of tape or hot glue, and we're going to build a little bit of a dam. We're going to dam up this side with hot glue. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. We're going to dam up this side, and then we're going to fill this with epoxy. Then we're going to re-drill it for that 9-gram servo. And the servo is going to rotate like this in order to get everything copacetic. So we already fixed this bit here. Looks like that's seated up really nice. Control surfaces look okay. There's really no damage. We'll put a little bit of fill right here. That's not a crack though, that's just a paint crack, but we're gonna go ahead and fill it there. And we got a little bit of war damage here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find my sanding drum, maybe. Ah, man, what a week, what a week, what a week. It's been long. Next week's gonna be longer. All right, sanding drum. We're gonna bring this down below surface. Okay. Man, that cricket's louder than shit, okay? So, that's what we're gonna do. So let's plug in the old hot glue gun. And we're gonna put the temperature of the hot glue gun on cold. All right, well, we're gonna put it on hot just to get it warmed up real quick. But realistically, that's all we've gotta do. Everything else looks pretty nice. Give her a good inspection here. And what my plan is with this bird is we're going to, like I said, the bottom's gonna be black and the top is gonna be hydro dip. Now, I ordered a bunch of hydro dips Thursday or Friday. I always try to get some new ones in because of the quads and whatever else. Like I just built a Mocha JJ the other day, did that one. Pretty sweet. But I ordered an American flag one that's really cool. It's very similar to what Lincoln David used on Patriot. Maybe a little bit different, but the way the guy shipped it was bullshit. He basically folded it up and put it in a fucking bubble wrap, and it's all crinkled, so hopefully it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to test that on a small piece. We're going to test it on this. So what we're going to do with the hydro dip, because I don't know if I'm going to video that per se, but with the hydro dip, what we're going to do, I'm going to paint the bottom sides black, right? We're going to sand this down, take 2 seconds, sand that down. We're going to scuff the whole thing with 220 grit sandpaper, and then we're going to spray paint the bottom black. Then we're going to tape it up, mask it off, and we're going to spray paint the top silver, okay, instead of white. I don't like using white with dips because it usually makes them blast out too much. So we're going to use silver, and then we're going to hydro dip this into American flag, hopefully. So, and that should work really well. We're just going to dip it as is, and then we'll take a razor and we'll just cut it right there. Actually, won't even need to, really. And we'll clear coat it. Bam, it's going to be really, really cool. So, a little bit of epoxy here. So what we need to do, get another cup ready. Yes, I'm using the wrong end of the cup. It's okay. I need to get some Dixie cups. You know, those little Dixie cups your mom used to put in the bathroom. Whatever happened to those? You know, do people still do that shit? All right, so I'm going to let this heat up. I'm drinking wine. I'm out of rum. Sadness. Sadness filled the air. So this is going to be a pretty quick model. I think we're going to get this guy rebuilt fairly quickly. I'm hoping to get it even, I'm probably not going to get it painted tonight. I'm hoping to get it painted and hydro dip tomorrow. We got to get some of the schmutz off here. We got to peel off all these stickers. I hate stickers. Unless they're there. intentionally. All right, so let's see if our hot glue gun is good enough to build a base with. So, just a little bit, that's all you need. Just like that. You want it cold. If it's too hot, it won't build a dam very well. Do you see that? Okay. If that was a really hot glue, it would be like schmutzy and it would just you'd go everywhere. So use the temperature to your advantage. And then by the time I mix up my epoxy, and you can use your fingers to mold it around a little bit. By the time we get the epoxy in, bam, she's gonna be good. So here we go. I'll probably have to order a couple parts for this guy. Not many though. I'm gonna order new servos. My buddy Pat, he gave me some servos, but we're just gonna give it a fresh touch. We're gonna use some, well, I'll see what he's got. If they're Metal Gear, what they are. So we're gonna mix this up. Don't need much. You want to mix epoxy till it gets reasonably cloudy. Good enough. I got 8 trillion zip strips, so that's what I use them for. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill this guy up. Just like that. Nothing fancy. And we're going to mill it out later with the Dremel tool. So I want that to lay that way, and then we're going to fill these. And you can do it neat. Like I said, I'm using a power tool. I'm using a Dremel, so I don't really care. If you're going to hand sand this shit, definitely you want to go light. You guys should see the front end of that boat we're doing. It's, thank God for Dremel tools. Okay, and I think that's really all we got. Leading edge looks pretty good. We're gonna sand that, so you won't even see that. We want that dam to look good. And I think that's it, kids. All right, so the next thing, we're gonna let this dry for a while, and then I'm gonna peel off all the stickers, and we're gonna scuff it. I'm not gonna do that on video. I'm gonna go ahead and scuff the whole thing, the fuselage. We're gonna sand down the epoxy hard bits. And if you ever want to keep your stuff from running, just keep rotating it slowly, like this, and your shit will not run. Do it for 5 minutes, sit down, have a smoke, that's your thing, bam, there you go. So tomorrow, I'm gonna scuff this off video, we're gonna sand down that, and then we're gonna do the paint job, which is not really a paint job, it's literally gonna be nothing big, and the mask it, and then we're going to hydro dip it. I think that's next up anyway. Yeah, so bam, until tomorrow, kids, keep shining side up, bye.
Bam, JJ! Hope you like fishing. Bam, JJ! Hey, JJ! Hope you like fishing.